What's up, Rotters? You know who it is, your boy Savage, aka the Sevloke. You tuning in to Sevloke Hood Tales. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get to politicking. So I'm gonna give you a rundown about Sevloke and how I came across different people and when I started YouTube. So check it out. 2015, I was in this thing called Google Plus, right? Google Plus was a format for sports fans. I got introduced to YouTube through sports, through the love for Broncos country. I'm a Bronco fan. The homie Orange Crush 97 was in this community called the Trash Talk Circle. And what the Trash Talk Circle was a gang of sports fans going to war about their sports teams. There's this thing called the Hay Weeks. There's this thing called Victory Laps Crows, right? And I was like, I need to be a part of that because I'm a big sports fan and I always talk stuff to many people about their sports teams. So I hopped into it. So I started doing YouTube, and that's what my YouTube was based around, was sports. Trash Talk Circle, all out work for my sports team. I did sports all the way up to now. And I never thought about doing a prison or a hood channel at first because my thought process, I was on the prison yard for so long. I got out and I didn't want to really, I wanted that to be something that was in my past, and I didn't really, I wasn't really infatuated with the prison life because really, when it boils down to it, I'm bigger than just being a prison individual. I'm not a convict or none of that. I'm just a person that, situations hit. I did time. I got stretched. And I'm not saying stretched, but I got a 10-year sentence. And I went on that prison yard and I did 7 years straight. And that's been behind me. I'm successful now. I don't glorify the prison life. I glorify getting out and being successful and not being a statistic that goes through that revolving door. There's nothing about prison that was appealing to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that would want to do that for years and years and years. And luckily, I got hit with a 10-year sentence and I did an extended stay in prison and I didn't get out till I was done and I MRD'd. That's what my situation was. So after that, I came across one of the homies, AZ. You guys might know him. He showed me a lot of love and he had a prison politics channel from Arizona. We chopped it up and he kind of gave me the rundown, right? And he said, you have a testimony because of who you are, and your prison stay and how you politic was not like the norm of everybody that politicked in prison. You had to go through a lot more different things, and you had a big target on your back because of who you are and what politics you ride with. He said, you should try to start a channel. And I honestly had an idea to try to start a channel a little bit back, but it never worked out. And I never put energy into it like I am now because I'm trying to convert into my sports channel because there's a lot of drama in that aspect and craziness. And I don't want to always be in drama, to now giving a testimony of Sevloke's life. So I said, how do you get started? He said, check out a couple of these dudes. He started, this name, K-Frog and Jake and, Milk 74. He's not really a prison, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And then I started coming across different people that interacted with them. And I started seeing what people were talking about. The little Norteño fool, I think his name's Gunner or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started peeping game on what they talk about. Well, there was this dude, Savage Studios, and people probably know who he is. And I came across him. And at first, when I came across him, he looked like a solid individual. He was telling about, his prison stories and his testimony. He looked like a real writer. And he probably was. But then I started really analyzing what he was talking about. And he was talking about this dropouts and, joining a dropout gang and these yards. And I had to think to myself, like, is this fool really talking about this? And is this fool really glorifying this and just blatantly saying he was a dropout and he joined a dropout gang and this? Let me tell you something, homie. I could never understand that. I can't, in the Colorado State penitentiaries, there's a dropout gang called the LPPs. Gang members that were a part of a different gang, and then I don't know what the situation was, but they joined another gang. They dropped out of that gang to be a part of this thing called the LPPs, and I never ever understood it, because that's not in my heart to ever disown my organization and then drop out because stuff got hard, and then join another group of fools that are all dropouts and act like you're gang politicking. My thing is, bro, my situation, I was on level 4s, homie, and I ride with the Keyways. I had to ride every single day with the Keyways, going to war for my beliefs and everything that I stand firm in my convictions for this Keyway life, homie. I went to war with my own. I went to war with fools that said I was a race traitor. I went to war with the opposition when I was alone, sometimes on the yard, but I never dropped out. So I never ever could understand that. That's something that I will never understand. I don't agree with somebody dropping out and then becoming another organization. I don't even know how that works, because that's not a part of my life. But I was watching a video, and he's really trying to explain this and really put it into a context that it's all right. It's never all right. If you gonna change your life, change your life. Don't start politicking with something else when you drop your flag for this, and then, you know what I'm saying, you get put on this aspect. It's just not honorable. There's no honorable in that. There's no loyalty in that. And then you're dropping out with everybody else that drops out. It just don't make sense. It's mind-blowing to me. I kept it thorough with everything. I'm not saying I want every aspect, but I took war, sweat, tears for my politics. That stuff irritates me, because people really glorifying that and saying it's okay. It is what it is. That's just my opinion. So no, it's never right to be a dropout. If you gonna politic on the street, you better hit that main line and hold it 10 toes down, because that's what we do, bro. So it is what it is. Let's go.